Yo, so what's up, YouTube? This is Gabi from Team DeathNote. We're over here for deck profile. It's a little bit late, but it doesn't really matter. It's a different build. Blaster Exceed, Majesty Lord Blaster, Alfred early. Let's get to it. So the grade 3s, as you see, we just run in 4 Blaster Exceeds. Exceed, once he rides or called to the Vanguard or Rearguard circle, you counterblast 1, you retire any unit on your opponent's side of the field, grade 1 or higher. Okay, so we run in MLB because, you know, Blaster Blade and Blaster Dark, he shoved them into the soul. Attack for 22, 2 crits. Early game pressure, he's very good. And Alfred early, for when you ride Blaster Blade, you ride him as the Vanguard, you get the Blaster Blade grade 2. Call him out. So, okay, let's do this. So now, starting off with the grade 2s, it's a different build. I am going with 3 Blaster Blades. Now, people normally play 4. So let me tell you why I play 3. 3 because, hence, like I said, you ride Alfred early, you can take him out the soul. You do different combos. Against Link Joker, you would like to run Alfred early for when they lock your field, you go into the stride, but we'll talk about that later. Now, I am running 1 Blaster Dark because of the MLB. We are running 4 Lose boost with Flogo or a Barkle. Counterblast 1, search your deck for any grade 2 with Blaster in his card name, so it could be Blaster Dark or Blaster Blade. Normally he'd be swinging for 19 or 16 depending on the booster. Now the other grade 2 we run is 2 Starlight Violinist. When she gets ridden or called Vanguard or Rearguard, you counterblast 1, Soul Blast 1, search your deck for a grade 2, and you just superior call it out to the field. So most likely you would ride this as Vanguard or Rearguard. Either way, she gets you set up for the MLB play if you ride into him first. Now, the card that we tech one of is Star Hope Trumpeter. GB1 effect, you counterblast 1, search your deck for any card, you superior call it and give it plus 3,000. She's good for late game. You can superior call a Blaster Blade if you have your Flogos out there, and he gains the plus 3. Once you do the Alfred ability from the stride, he gives another plus 3, so you know. He'll be doing those columns. And the other card that we tech finally, it's Blaster Javelin LaRouge. Now, a lot of people don't run Blaster Javelin LaRouge. I like Blaster Javelin LaRouge because sometimes you don't have Flogos in hand. Sometimes you really need them out there. So once he gets called, he can be superior called. It doesn't really matter. We have different ways of how to call this card out from your deck if you still have him in your deck. So Lou gets him, Starlight Violinist gets him, and Star Hope Trumpeter gets LaRouge. His effect basically, if you have your Vanguard as Alfred, so it could be the Stride or Alfred early, you get 2 cards from hand, you soul charge them, you search your deck for any 2 high beasts, it's a superior card. It could be 2 Flogo crits. He end games. So now, for the grade 1 lineup, we go with 4 Blaster Friend Barkle. If you call the grade 2 Blaster Blade in front of him, counter charge. We go with 4 Wingle Youth because he provides pressure. I'm not going to lie to you. Lots of times he fixes up your hand. If you're grade locked, he fixes things up for you. Now we go with 3 Stride Enablers. You don't really need 4 because once you stride a Saver on top of Blaster Blade, you counterblast 1. You can search your deck for the grade 3 or 2 and add it to hand. We go with 3 of the Unflipped Perfect Guards because, you know, the deck counterblasts quite a lot. And the card that we tech one of is Petgall. He's very good. I mean, this card here has helped me out a lot. His effect is once he gets called out to Rearguard Circle, you Soul Blast 2 and you counter charge 2. So you do a lot of plays with Petgall. He can be called out there with LaRouge as well. So now, going to the triggers. We are running 4 of the Flogo crits. The Restanding Blaster Blade, counterblast 1. He goes back into the deck. You know, pretty self-explanatory. Then we run 2 more crits, making a total of 6. This is not the 8 crit build you've seen or the 12 crit rush build you've seen. It's 6 crits. The other 2 crits could be whatever. Now we run 2 stands, and it's a specific stand. His name is Secret Bouquet Perils. His effect is that when he boosts and the attack hits the Vanguard that he boosted, you can retire this unit, search your deck for any grade 1 or less, and just superior call it as rest. He's good because he actually has pressure. You can get Flogo crit, You could get a Wingo, you could get Barco, you could get any grade 1 or less. So, you know, he becomes very annoying when your opponent sees that Blaster Blade out there and you're missing a flow goal, or just not to gain an extra flow goal on the field so your Blaster Blade won't restand. So he would like to basically guard that. You basically put this card behind the Vanguard to make sure that he guards or takes the hit. Then we go with 4. Margot draws Soul Charge 3,000 to somebody. And the heals that we run will be Lane. You can run the new heals if you want to. It doesn't really matter. I'm not down to that little ditch a card, draw a card. I don't need it. Now, going to the strides. We are running 1 Myriad Soul Saver. He comes in the Legend deck, you know. Soul Blast 3, give plus 5,000 up to 5 rear guards. Then we go with the Alfred, which he's basically the MVP. Counter Blast 1, discard a card from hand. You give a unit with Blaster Blade in this card name, Twin Drive, and 3,000. It could be the grade 2, it could be the grade 3, it could be Blaster Blade Spirit, which I don't run Blaster Blade Spirit. It's not going to be Blaster Blade Spirit. Then we run 2 Transmigratory Dragons. You stride on top of Alfred. He unlocks everything. GB2 effect is he gives the whole... No, he gains plus 3,000 for every Royal Paladin rear guard you have out there. If it's 5, he gains plus 15, and the rear guards get plus 2,000. We are running 2 Holy Dragon Religious Soul Saver. He's the promo that came in the Legend deck. Basically, if you have 2 blaster units in your soul, counter blast 1. He's on stride. I don't really like him. When the new Gansalot comes out, he's ditching him out the deck. Well, on stride, choose 3 units plus 5,000. He gains a crit. Now, G Guardians, we go with 2 Laser Guard Dragon. If you have up to 1 grade 2 on your field, it could be 1 or more. He gains plus 5k, so he's a 20k guard. The one from the Legend deck will be Esalt. Counter Blast 1, gains plus 5,000 for every rear guard you have out there. Your Vanguard has to be Blaster or Alfred. The new G-Guard Mascot, his effect is that, let me see, GB1, you choose it face down, you flip it. If there's a rear guard in your front row, he gets plus 10,000. Then we run Dismal because your opponent will like to attack or try to pop with Kagero, whatever, on your Blaster Blade. So you protect Blaster Blade basically, so he won't move from the field. Then 1 Sea Breeze, because Sea Breeze is basically a very staple card in a lot of decks. And one of the GB8. His effect is Counter Blast 1. When he attacks the Vanguard, you may pay the cost. If you do, search your deck for up to 5 cards. Call them to separate rear guard until the end of his turn. They get plus 4,000, and he gets a crit. So basically, this is the deck. We run it different, but I assure you, it works. And when I mean it works, it works. So yeah, this is Gabi from Team DeathNote. Peace out, bitches. Basically the deck, and the starter for the deck will be Blue Scud Barco. I know a lot of people are going to be like, oh no, that West Wingo Brave. Fuck Wingo Brave. Now let me tell you something. Now Blue Scud Barco, he's very good in this type of build because once you get to GB, you counter blast 1. Now you have different options of getting either MLB. If you want to go into MLB, you can get Alfred early if you're going up against Link Joker, or you could get the grade 3 Blaster. You can also get the grade 2 Blaster. You could get Blaster Dark. You could get so many different blasters that be funny. You could get the Rules. You could get Barco Friend. So, okay. His effect is Counter Blast 1. He goes into a soul. Search your deck for any card with Alfred or Blaster in its card name. As you can see, you have so many different targets that be funny. If you want to run the Wingo Brave, which I'm not saying don't do it, you could go ahead and do it. But I know that I ain't spending $50 on this. So like I told you, this is a do or die deck. In this deck, you should be winning by turn 4. If you're not, then by turn 2, you will take them out. No lie. But you know, sometimes shit happens and the fight keeps on progressing. So for late games, that's why we run draw triggers. But like I said, Gabi from Team DeathNote, peace out.
Double D. This deck is to get dick down. You already know.